Happening now, thousands of people are waking up without power once again this morning.
And unfortunately, PNM says some folks could have to wait at least a few more days before the lights go back on. The PNM has crews working around the clock, including right now, to get the power back on to everyone. As you can imagine, it has been an extremely busy couple of days since more than 30,000 homes and businesses lost power in that wicked storm on Friday. So far, 90% of the power has been restored. Now, as of 3 this morning, I checked PNM's Twitter account. It says more than 1,663 customers still don't have power. That is more than 6,000 people in and around Albuquerque. PNM says it's hoping to have 99% of the outages restored by the end of the day tomorrow. The company has had to more than double the number of crews working in the field to get the power back on, both safely and swiftly. It has about 100 people working right now, including crews from Texas and Arizona. More of them are on the way here. They have fixed all of the major lines, so now they're having to go door to door to fix the other lines, the smaller ones, and that's what's taken a lot of time.
We're having to get into customers' backyards. We're having access issues to backyards. We've got trees and lines and different things along those lines. We have to climb around trees to get up poles, those types of things. And all those things are really exacerbating the time that it takes for us to restore power.
All right, PNM says this is the first time it has called for help from outside of the state, and it is the worst damage seen here in 25 years. And this morning, the city says the storm is going to go down in the history books for costing at least $1 million with all of the damage. And take a look at this. You're probably going to see some of what's left over, some puddles on the streets this morning because we got even more rain overnight. This was near Coors and Iliff on the west side, and as you can see, it wasn't just a sprinkle. The rain was pounding the pavement pretty hard, and cars going right through there, making quite the splash.
You know, the Albuquerque Biopark is back open after a rough weekend. It took a lot of cleaning and fixing, but the zoo opened up yesterday. It had to close on Saturday because of the mess the storm left behind. A lot of trees snapped. There were branches, twigs, and leaves scattered all over the park. It caused a lot of problems for a lot of people at the zoo, but not the elephants. Oh no, they had been playing with the leaves and chowing down. The only thing that hasn't opened up just yet is the train, but it should be chugging along very soon again.
Yes, it was a lot of damage. And, you know, I was reading in the paper, too, the Thursday night storm, before we had the big one on Friday, they were saying that was estimated to be at $500,000.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have the $1 million
on top
damage,
of that.
and
That's just what it's costing the city of Albuquerque to go ahead. A lot of that's going to be overtime for workers to clean up the parks and their work, not to mention people's damage to their homes and flooding and all that kind of stuff.
Well, this storm certainly going down in the record books. Here's a look at the storm. This is a time lapse done by photographer Terrence Seaman, and this is when the storm was first coming in Friday night, and you can see it starts getting a lot faster. This video is not speeded up at all. Take a look at how quickly it goes, and then look at the lightning. It's just crazy. You can see it intensify. So it was scary to deal with. And of course, you have the 89-mile-an-hour winds associated.
That's hurricane
with
force,
storm.
right?
Oh, yeah, beyond. 74 is what it takes to be a hurricane. And we had winds beyond that. Let's take a look at the radar. This is what it looked like yesterday. And you can see that we are already starting to see that downtick in storms. We saw scattered storms yesterday, but not nearly the heavy stuff that we saw to wrap up the work week last week. So this is going to be the trend. Of course, all that popped up yesterday afternoon. Those showers have now fizzled out. Brought in a little bit of rain for Albuquerque. You can see the light stuff moving in overnight. Most of us, though, only picking up maybe a couple of tenths of an inch of rain here and there. The west side, some of you picking up close to half an inch, most of you a little less than that. Of course, clearing out right now. We'll watch for a few more storms to pop up this afternoon, but overall, drier air moving in, and the target for storms today will be up in the southwestern portion of Colorado, where we have flash flood watches in effect there. Don't worry, we're going to see a reversal in the pattern again. More rain on the way for the end of the week. The details coming up in just a bit.
Make sure you stay with KRQE News 13 for the very latest on this monsoon season. As always, you get the latest on everything from the power outages to the weather online 24/7 at krqe.com.
Well, people in Albuquerque's South Mesa say they have the only APS high school without a nearby city bus stop, and they say this is a problem for the upcoming school year. Teachers at Atrisco Heritage Academy say that the lack of city transportation makes it difficult for teens wanting to participate in after-school activities.
Kids have always told us that they're not able to stay for tutoring, for example. They're not able to stay for after-school activities because they have no way of getting home.
Most students who can't drive themselves have to take the school bus right after school because there isn't a convenient city bus to ride. Now, the city is now doing surveys and weighing out the possibility for a new or extended bus route. Happening now, police in Albuquerque need your help in finding a missing teen who could be in danger. Police say 19-year-old Justin Covey left his parents' home on Betclair near Central and Moon Southeast around 10 Sunday morning and did not come back. Justin is developmentally delayed and needs medication. He was last seen wearing a black shirt and black shorts with low-cut hiking boots. Police want to hear from you if you have any information on where Justin might be.
One of Albuquerque's city bus drivers is still recovering this morning after a man attacked him with a rock, and that man's wife tells News 13 that she thinks the bus driver, and I quote, had it coming. Albuquerque police say the bus driver, Robert Gallegos, was making a routine stop on Sunday afternoon near San Mateo and Montgomery. Two passengers told police they saw Michael Fisher get on the bus, spit on the driver, and then smash his face with a rock. Now, Fisher's wife says the driver had been discriminating against her and didn't let her and her son on the bus. And last week, she says the driver accused them of using the bus for, quote, joyriding.
But I hope that the bus driver and the supervisor finally hear me out. And whatever happened was because of protecting his family, and he was doing the right thing for his family. He wasn't trying to cause trouble.
Police say the driver got stitches and staples on his head. Fisher just bonded out of jail this morning on charges of aggravated battery. An 11-year-old girl is now out of the hospital after her head got grazed by a bullet this weekend.
Yeah, investigators say this happened on a dirt road north of the Route 66 casino Sunday afternoon. Deputies say 74-year-old Ivan Benavidez shot his brother in the head. He is expected to survive. The victim's granddaughter had a grazing gunshot wound to the head. She has been released from the hospital.
The victims were in the same vehicle. And the offender was in a different vehicle. And like I said, they were each shot one time. We believe that there was some sort of argument over a land dispute.
Well, Benavidez was later arrested at the 66 pit stop by the Route 66 casino. He is charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and child abuse.
Glad that little girl was okay. A couple
Yes.
inches could have been a huge difference there.